Welcome to The Silent Mind. Today, we explore a quiet psychological experience many people struggle to explain. The feeling of being emotionally drained around certain individuals even when nothing openly negative has occurred. At first glance, exhaustion seems physical. We associate tiredness with lack of sleep, long days, or demanding tasks. Yet social interaction can also consume energy. Not all conversations recharge us. Some deplete us in subtle but powerful ways. To understand this experience, we must recognize that human interaction involves constant psychological exchange. Tone, facial expression, emotional intensity, and expectation all create invisible demands. When these demands exceed our internal capacity, fatigue emerges. One common cause is emotional overextension. Some individuals carry strong emotional intensity into every interaction. Their frustrations, anxieties, or dramatic narratives dominate space. Without realizing it, you begin regulating their emotions. You listen carefully, you respond sensitively, you soften tension. This quiet emotional labor consumes energy. The draining sensation often reflects the effort of stabilizing someone else. Another factor involves boundary erosion. Certain people speak without pause. They overshare. They seek constant reassurance. They assume availability. You may struggle to find space within the conversation. Your thoughts become secondary to theirs. When your psychological space feels crowded, fatigue follows. Comparison dynamics can also drain energy. Some individuals subtly compete or evaluate. Their questions feel less curious and more measuring. You sense observation rather than connection. This silent assessment keeps your nervous system alert. Alertness sustained for too long becomes exhaustion. Energy imbalance further explains the experience. Healthy interactions involve reciprocity. Both individuals contribute and receive. However, draining relationships often move in one direction. You provide attention, validation, and empathy. You receive little emotional replenishment in return. Over time, this imbalance accumulates. Negativity patterns are another contributor. Some individuals focus persistently on problems, criticism, or dissatisfaction. While occasional venting is human, constant negativity shifts atmosphere. Your cognitive resources engage in processing repeated complaints. Without resolution or growth, the cycle feels heavy. Your mind works continuously to reframe or soothe, yet little changes. Unspoken tension can also exhaust you. Passive aggression, subtle hostility, or hidden resentment creates ambiguity. You may sense something is unresolved but unaddressed. Your brain attempts to interpret micro-signals. This continuous scanning requires mental effort. Ambiguity demands more processing than clarity. Personality differences matter as well. Introverted individuals often require solitude to recharge. Highly stimulating personalities may overwhelm them quickly. Similarly, emotionally sensitive individuals absorb tone and mood intensely. What feels normal to one person may feel overwhelming to another. Draining experiences are not always about blame. They often reflect mismatched emotional rhythms. Projection dynamics deepen the effect. If someone projects insecurity or frustration onto you, you may internalize responsibility unconsciously. You attempt to adjust, reassure, or prevent escalation. This silent responsibility weighs heavily over time. People-pleasing tendencies amplify vulnerability to emotional drain. If you prioritize harmony, you may suppress your own discomfort. You stay longer than you wish. You agree more than you mean. You tolerate emotional imbalance quietly. The exhaustion then reflects suppressed authenticity. Importantly, feeling drained does not mean you lack compassion. It may signal that your boundaries require attention. Compassion without limits becomes depletion. Empathy without self-protection becomes exhaustion. Awareness transforms this pattern. Notice how your body feels before and after interaction. Observe shifts in mood and clarity. Pay attention to recurring dynamics rather than isolated moments. Once recognized, small adjustments matter. Shorter interactions, clearer boundaries, intentional pauses, balanced reciprocity. Healthy relationships energize more than they exhaust. They allow mutual expression. They respect personal space. They support growth rather than dependency. If you consistently feel drained around certain people, your experience is informative. It reveals where emotional energy flows unevenly. It signals where self-protection may be necessary. Ultimately, social energy reflects psychological alignment. Connection should not require constant self-editing. Presence should not feel like performance. Perhaps exhaustion around certain people is not weakness. Perhaps it is awareness asking for recalibration. When you honor that signal, relationships shift. Boundaries strengthen, energy stabilizes. Connection becomes intentional rather than obligatory, and in that shift, interaction regains its balance. This has been The Silent Mind, where silence reveals what noise cannot.